Picture this. A single father thinks he's being generous by taking a struggling mother and her 3 children to the cheapest diner in town. But what happens next will completely shatter everything you think you know about judging people by their appearance. The truth about this woman's identity is so shocking, it will leave you speechless. Trust me, you need to hear every single word of this incredible story because the ending will blow your mind. Welcome back to Whispers of Kindness, the channel where we uncover the most heartwarming, life-changing stories that restore your faith in humanity. I'm your host, and today's story is one that will remind you why kindness is the most powerful force in the world, and why you should never judge a book by its cover. If you're new here, we share real stories of compassion, unexpected twists, and moments that prove miracles happen every single day. David Martinez had been a single father for 3 years now. After his wife passed away, he'd learned to navigate life with his 7-year-old son Tommy while working double shifts at a construction company. Money was always tight, but David believed in one thing above all else: helping others whenever possible. It was a rainy Tuesday evening when David first noticed her at the local grocery store. A young woman in worn-out clothes, carefully counting coins while her 3 children waited patiently beside her. The youngest, barely 2 years old, was crying softly while the older boys, who couldn't have been more than 5 and 7, tried to comfort their little sister. David watched as the woman put back a carton of milk, then some bread, clearly struggling to afford even the basics. Her shoulders sagged with the weight of worry, and David's heart ached seeing the desperation in her eyes. Without hesitation, David approached her. "Excuse me, miss. I couldn't help but notice. Would you allow me to help? I'd like to pay for your groceries." The woman, who introduced herself as Sarah, initially refused. "I can't accept charity," she said softly, her voice filled with pride despite her circumstances. "It's not charity," David smiled warmly. "It's just one parent helping another. We all need support sometimes." After much persuasion, Sarah finally accepted. As David paid for her groceries, he noticed how gracefully she carried herself despite her obvious struggles. There was something dignified about her, something that didn't quite match her current situation. Over the following weeks, David would occasionally run into Sarah and her children around town. Each time, he'd offer small acts of kindness, buying them ice cream, giving the kids small toys, or simply sharing a friendly conversation. Sarah always seemed grateful but maintained a mysterious quality about her past. One evening, David decided to invite Sarah and her children for dinner. "I know a place," he told her. "Nothing fancy, just good, honest food that won't break the bank." He was thinking of Murphy's Diner, a small, budget-friendly restaurant known for its hearty meals and affordable prices. Sarah hesitated for a moment, then agreed. "That sounds lovely, David. Thank you." The next Saturday, David picked up Sarah and her children. As they drove toward Murphy's Diner, he noticed Sarah seemed unusually quiet, almost nervous. "Everything okay?" he asked. "Yes," she replied with a small smile. "I just haven't been out to eat in a very long time." When they arrived at Murphy's Diner, David was surprised to see how busy it was. The parking lot was full, and there seemed to be more staff than usual. "Wow, they're really packed tonight," he commented. As they approached the entrance, a young hostess immediately rushed toward them. But instead of greeting David, she walked straight to Sarah with the biggest smile. "Ma'am. What a wonderful surprise. We weren't expecting you tonight." David looked confused. Sarah took a deep breath and placed a gentle hand on his arm. "David," she said softly, "there's something I need to tell you." The hostess continued, "Should I inform the manager that Miss Chen is here? Should we prepare your usual table?" David's mind was racing. "Sarah, what's going on?" Sarah looked into his eyes with a mixture of gratitude and embarrassment. "My name is Sarah Chen, and I own this restaurant. Actually, I own this entire chain. There are 47 Murphy's Diners across the state. David's jaw dropped. But you were struggling at the grocery store. Your clothes, your situation. Sarah nodded, her eyes filling with tears. 6 months ago, I lost everything in a bitter divorce. My ex-husband took most of our assets, and I've been fighting a legal battle to regain control of my business empire. During this time, I've been living modestly, trying to rebuild from almost nothing while the court sorted everything out. She continued, I had just gotten the final court ruling the day before we met. I was about to regain everything, but I had been living on practically nothing for months. That day at the grocery store was one of my last days of financial struggle. David stood there, speechless, as restaurant staff began recognizing Sarah and gathering around respectfully. But why didn't you tell me? David asked. Because, Sarah said, taking his hands, when was the last time someone showed me kindness without wanting something in return? You didn't know who I was. You helped me because you're a genuinely good person. You treated my children with love when you thought we had nothing to offer you. She wiped away a tear. David, your kindness came at a time when I had lost faith in people. You reminded me that there are still genuine, caring souls in this world. The restaurant manager approached them. Ms. Chen, it's so good to have you back. Your usual table is ready whenever you'd like. Sarah looked at David and smiled. How about we skip the budget menu tonight? Dinner's on me. And David, I'd like to offer you something more permanent. What do you mean? I need someone I trust to help me manage the regional operations of my restaurants. Someone with integrity, someone who shows kindness without expecting anything in return. Would you consider becoming my regional operations director? David's eyes widened. It was a position that would change his and Tommy's life forever. But Sarah, I don't have experience in restaurant management. You have something more valuable, she replied. You have character. Everything else can be taught. What an incredible story, right? This just goes to show that kindness is never wasted, and you never know how your small acts of compassion might change not just someone else's life, but your own as well. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to be reminded of the power of kindness today. Subscribe to Whispers of Kindness and ring that notification bell so you never miss these amazing stories that prove good things happen to good people. Tell me in the comments below, have you ever experienced an unexpected act of kindness that changed your perspective? Or maybe you've been the one to help someone, only to discover there was more to their story than you knew? Your stories inspire us all. Remember, friends, every person you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. The woman counting coins at the grocery store might be a business owner going through a difficult time. The man asking for directions might be a successful entrepreneur who's lost. We never truly know someone's full story. But here's what we do know, kindness costs nothing, but its value is immeasurable. David's simple act of compassion didn't just help Sarah buy groceries, it restored her faith in humanity and ultimately transformed both their lives forever. Keep spreading kindness, keep believing in people, and remember that sometimes the most extraordinary blessings come disguised as ordinary moments of human compassion. Until next time, this is Whispers of Kindness, reminding you that every act of kindness creates ripples that can change the world. Stay kind, stay blessed, and we'll see you in the next story.